Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name is Michael and today we're going to be making potato salad. This could not be any easier, and we're going to start with our potatoes. Yukon Gold potatoes here. I like these instead of the russet. Don't use the russet in my potato salad. You can definitely use the red ones if you've got those, but the Yukon Gold or the red ones are the ones that I prefer for my potato salad. So let's go ahead and get started on these. I've already got these potatoes peeled. This is about 3 pounds of potatoes here that I've got. You can definitely make more or less, whatever you like, how many you're cooking for. So with potato salad, we want bigger pieces than what we do with our mashed potatoes. And I'll put that link in the description box below my mashed potato video. You can take a look at that. But kind of along the same concept of how we're going to cook them. But with these, I want bigger pieces because we definitely want bigger bite-sized pieces of our potato salad. So you can see what that looks like. That's probably about an inch, inch and a half on the width of those. And I'm just going to cut those down the middle. And then I'm going to cut them into thirds like that. So we've got fairly big sized pieces that we've got here. And once we get these cooked, if you want to take them down just a little bit more, you can. But definitely want to cook these for about, we're going to start out about 8 or 9 minutes, and we're going to test them to see for fork tender. We don't want these cooked as much as we do our mashed potatoes because we don't want them falling apart. I'm going to go ahead and work on these potatoes and I'll be right back. All right, I've got my potatoes cut up and I wanted you to see those, how those all kind of look kind of uniform on the same size. We want nice bite-sized pieces for our potato salad. So now I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in it because we want to season them as we go. So I'm going to sprinkle maybe just a little over a teaspoon. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the stove now. When they come to a boil, I'm turning down just a little bit from high, and I want to keep a watch on these. So about 8 or 9 minutes, I'm going to start testing them to see how they're doing, and I'll show you what they look like when I'm ready to start putting my other ingredients together on them. So I'll be back once they're fork tender. I am back, and my potatoes are done. They did cook for 10 minutes, and I wanted to show you what they look like. So I just took a toothpick, and you can just take it, and if it goes into the potato really easily, then they're done. So we don't want to cook them any longer than that, and you can test them. You can try it and see. I did try one of them, and they're done to where they are. You want them to be solid. You don't want them to be mushy. So 10 minutes of cooking time on these will get these to where you need them, but definitely check them to see where you are with yours. So I'm going to drop these in the refrigerator, let these cool down, and while these are cooling down a little bit, I'll grab my other ingredients, and we'll get ready to put together our potato salad. All right, I am back, and my potatoes have cooled down, and we're ready to put our potato salad together. So I've got a really big bowl here that I'm going to be mixing this in, because what you don't want to do is put it in something too small, and as you start folding everything through, it starts breaking the potatoes up. So we definitely don't want that. So I've got the biggest, one of the biggest bowls I've got, and then we're going to start with that. So I've got some mayonnaise here, and this is a half a cup, and I normally don't use a recipe. I just kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to put in about half of that because I can always add more if I need to. I'm going to let that be about 1/4 of a cup right now. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of mustard in it, and we'll see what that looks like. I'm just going to kind of squirt just a little bit in. All right. Then I've got some of these sweet salad cubes. These are the bigger ones than most of the sweet relish that you can get. And I'm going to put in maybe a tablespoon of that just to kind of get it started. And then I've got some water chestnuts that I've chopped up. I love water chestnuts for the crunch that they have in them. So I'm just going to kind of scoop out, maybe that's a teaspoon. And then I've got some celery here. Let me go ahead and get that chopped up. I've already got this washed. Just make sure when you're looking at your celery, mine had a lot of sand and grit on it, so definitely you want to keep that cleaned up. So you can see with our other pieces here, our salad cubes and things, we want kind of the same consistency with those, just kind of the bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to cut this up. If I don't use all of it, I'll save it because I can use it in some deviled eggs or something later. All right, now that I've got my celery cut up, I'm just going to add just a little bit of it just to kind of see where we want to be with it. And that's probably maybe just a little over a teaspoon of that. And then I've got bread and butter pickles. I love bread and butter pickles, and I diced up a few of those. I'm not going to put as many of those in as I did the sweet, kind of like it on that. This kind of gives it just a little bit of a tangy edge to it too. If you definitely want to use dill, you can do that. It's completely up to you how you want yours to turn out. And I've got some onions here if you want to cut onions up in yours. I'm not going to put onions in mine today. If you don't like the onions in them, you definitely don't have to put those in it, but that's an option too. This is your potato salad, and you put in it what you like. That doesn't look like a lot, but it will go a long way once we get that put on our potatoes. All right, now I've got some boiled eggs. I'm going to take one of these eggs. I boiled about 6 of them. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them or not, but I'm just going to kind of roughly chop these up. And like I said, I'm just going to put one in and we'll see where that takes me. Because I can always make another batch of this and put it in at a later time. So let's get that egg in. And let's give that a stir around. All right, I have a clean spoon. I want to test it now to see if I want to put any salt and pepper in it, or if I need to put any more of my pickles, of my relish, or my bread and butters, or just whatever you want to put in it. We're going to test it now to see if we need to add anything else to it. That is really good. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more of my celery and give that a little stir through. I'm going to put just a little bit more of the sweet relish in. All right, I'm going to put in just a pinch of salt and pepper to it. A little bit of salt and a little bit of black pepper. And let's give that a stir through. If you want to use white pepper, you can do that, and that way you won't see it in your mixture. I've got me another clean spoon here. I'm going to give it one more try. That is really good. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to it. So now let's take our potatoes, and we're going to dump them in. I got a bigger spatula here. I'm just going to kind of scoop those in. And then I'm going to take the back of it and just want to fold it. You start putting too much pressure on the potatoes, depending on how long you cooked them, you could break them apart. All right, so I can tell by looking at that I'm going to make another batch of my mayonnaise. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did before, and I'll be back and we'll fold it in. All right, I made up another batch here. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in. And I added one more egg to it, so I've got a total of 2 eggs in it now. And we'll do the same thing. We'll take that and just kind of fold it over easily, because we don't want to break our potatoes up. All right, there we are. I think we are at it right now. I'm going to get me a clean fork here, and I'm going to give one of these potatoes a try and see if I need to do anything else to it. That is delicious. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to it, but you can definitely try it and see if you like it where I've got it now. Whatever you want to add more to it, you can. It's completely up to you. This is your recipe of your potato salad. So I hope you've enjoyed this content, and if you have, maybe you might consider giving me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. And check out one of these other 2 videos over here. You might find something else you'll like. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. And give this potato salad a try. I know you're going to love it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.